Alrighty, guys, we are back with none other than the weekly roundup, what we like to call the meat and potatoes of the show, where we literally run down all the shows that happen. Well, most of the shows that have happened on Bravo, because you will not see us covering any newly launched shows or below deck. We tried. It's a little too boring for us. And we feel like you need to kind of earn your stripes if you want to be in our meat and potatoes. But one show we are covering this week, Summer House.
Yes.
Guys, let's get into it. So,
Tiana's just already thinking about what happens in this episode, but Summer House is heating up.
It definitely is heating up. And would you know, Lindsay wasn't there. Pregnant Lady was not there. So I'm just like,
is that a little convenient? The week that Carl has the party, all of a sudden she hangs back.
But he gives his shipwreck party. He has a woman interest there. I was about to say a woman caller, but she wasn't a caller.
A lady caller.
I was like, I think like she was like, it like I think it was on Watch What Happens Live. They were saying she slid into a couple of the cast members' DMs, and that's
a member of the audience.
A member of the audience. So I was like,
and we have a fan.
Yes, I was like, oh, okay. But no, we see Carl's party. I thought Carl's party was like a success. Everyone looked
it looked fun.
Everyone came dressed up. And you know, we have our boy Emerald, who I don't know.
His way through the season. That's his only storyline.
He's what?
Fucking his way through the season. That's his only
thing.
That's the only thing to talk about. Like, it's just like, I get it. Like, you're a dude, bro. And like, I'm like in the clubs or wherever. But it's like, you have to have some kind of substance. Like, you got to have something else to bring to the table.
But that's the thing, though, is I really don't. He was on Watch What Happens Live, and it was a little awkward to watch because it's just like he
was in bed on Watch What Happens Live.
Yeah, I'm just like, there's just nothing much here. But sure enough, he had, and it's so casual. I'm just like, am I missing something? But he like has two girls he brought back from the party or wherever he found them from, and then he like takes a break and has to go get a fan. Did you see where he went downstairs? He's like, I just need a fan. And they're like, oh, and he's like, oh, they're still here. And I'm like, meanwhile, everyone's like corralled downstairs and you're like just up having a threesome. It's just so casual. But then Jesse, and they're not clear. They talk about it. Jesse was invited. And then the girls was like, join in. I'm like, am I missing something? I must just be too old.
I mean, Jesse is more attractive. So that, I was like, that makes sense.
You're like,
I don't understand.
Yeah. Come on in. Come on in.
I really don't. I don't know if they think that they're going to be on camera. I don't know how he's pulling all these women.
I don't know. It's just casual and comment. And so then Jesse was like, he got his toes up. And I'm like, and then they cut to him and he's like, it's been outside, barefoot all day.
Yeah.
He's like, he put a sock on and went to the club. He's like, couldn't taste good. And I'm like, what are we talking about right now?
And then the producers reminded him that he did have on socks when he walked in the room. So he had to, the timeline is not exactly.
He was there for 37 minutes also.
And so that's a very long time for only that to happen.
Yeah, no, you could bust a nut in 37 minutes for sure.
In 37 seconds. So.
Yes. That's why I'm like, there's some time that is unaccounted for. Although I do like, okay, let's just say his version of events are what happened. I do think he's just being like, oh, I'm just fucking around, being funny, blah, blah, blah. Like, I do think that, like, I don't think he really, I think, was on his best behavior. Well, I can't say that because he was inappropriate as hell with Sierra. But I don't think he was.
Like, yes, that was just another thing. And I can't wait to kind of see, I think, because, you know, they keep teasing it throughout where Lexi, is that her name?
Yes.
Lexi is like, I don't trust her. And it assumes that she's talking to Sierra. Like, I don't trust her. And I was like, oh, like, new girl. Slow
I think
your
she
roll.
should be with Craig, but that's another story for another time.
Who should
I
be
can
with
see
Craig?
that.
Lexi.
Lexi?
They're both
Once
high
again,
maintenance.
Angelina Jolie. I don't
50
understand.
calls a
Wait,
day.
Craig, wrong show.
No, I'm right. Craig
Okay.
from
No,
Southern Charm.
because-
I think they go together. They should go together real bad.
No, because Craig was here this episode that it's kind of picks up with him and Carl, having their conversation.
In the raft. Now,
yes.
you can't tell me that wasn't a power move where he was like, yeah, we could talk, but wait right here. And then just let him sitting in the middle of the raft for like 20 minutes. I'm like, oh, okay. I've read parts of The Art of War. This is a power move.
LOL.
For sure. Okay. So then we also had Wes and his feelings, and he literally seemed like a kid throwing a tantrum. I was
just going to say that.
Yeah, like I literally felt that.
What won't she forgive me? Like that's the vibe.
Sick of his victim mentality. Like, you're not a victim. You were a villain.
Okay. And then what do we think? Just kind of, playing a little conspiracy theory here, because we've seen the type of person Lexi is. What do we think she's going to have, the reaction she's going to have to this toe sucking when she wasn't there?
I don't think she's gonna. We saw that she's not into it. Like, she said that she's a very jealous person, but I don't really think. I think that's the least of her worries. I think she's trying to go back down memory lane with Sierra is a much bigger thing to be concerned about than him having some grody girl suck his toe and nothing more. I personally was like, there's some tension there. And I would love for Jesse and Sierra to get together. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, no. I just think Sierra just needs not to post herself on Bravo anymore. If she does date Jesse, no one needs to know about it. Like, it does not need to be in front of the cameras. It just, no one needs to know. Okay. So let's get on to Southern Charm. I feel like I am the subject matter expert here on this Craig and Paige breakup out of all of us. Because it is just it's a story that it just never ends. And when it's like you just get more and more information as some milestone happens. So like we talked about a little bit of Ish of the Week. As we see, like now we're at the reunion, they've got to rehash it. Now there's more details. And then it's like,
we're seeing it on two different shows simultaneously, play out in different versions, in different timelines.
Bravo is doing a very good job. And I think their timing, the way they timed it, because it's almost like you still get to see both sides. You get to see both sides of the breakup. But everyone, I feel like, still is Team Craig. And she's still coming out being like the bad guy here, no matter what. Yeah. So, and it's like, she's starting to say, like, trying to open her mouth and say more things and trying to like really make him like a bad guy. And I'm like, I feel like it's still backfiring on you. He still looks like Bravo's sweetheart and so dapper. I'm like, when did he get so dapper? Anyways, so in the reunion, we see Madison come out and she's pregnant. How does she keep that for 4 months? Like,
I don't know.
Like, that's why I think y'all must not be real friends. Because how do you not know this woman looks like this now?
And then it's like, well, she did say like she was around them and she's like, I'm pretending to do a dry January. And I know when you get pregnant the second time, you pop quicker. But I'm like, it just still, something's a little weird. And it was like, you did the Amazon reveal on what it was, what you were having. Did they not see it? I was like, because you knew that you were having a girl, something doesn't make sense. Were you faking for the Amazon or are you faking here? Like, I don't know. Question mark.
Well, I assume that was after the reunion taped.
But I feel like the reunion taped like way after we found out she was pregnant. I was like, are y'all kicking it with Patrick under a rock? I don't understand what's going on.
Not the SpongeBob reference.
Literally.
The show makes you think these people are constantly in and out of each other's houses. Let's meet up for lunch. Let's meet up for dinner. Let's grab cocktails. That they're constantly in each other's worlds. And I'm just saying the shock and awe when she came out to me seems like, okay, when the cameras are down, y'all ain't kicking it like that.
There's a little bit of that. There's a little bit like I said, it just doesn't make sense. So we have a new couple emerging, possibly Shep and Molly. And kudos to Molly for the fact that she sees some positive qualities in Shep. I mean, are you guys? It's like whack-a-mole on each side.
It's not gonna work. I think it's cute. I would love for it to happen, but unfortunately, Molly, this is not going to go anywhere. It
Because
never works.
She doesn't have perfectly freckled lips. What?
No, not for that reason. And I don't know, Tiana, why you're shaking your head, but I'm telling you why I'm shaking mine is because when the woman is more into the guy than the guy is into her, it never works.
Ever.
Yes, that is
the power dynamic is off. So
and then you couple that with the fact that he's ran through most of South Carolina and probably the Eastern Seaboard,
if not all.
Yeah.
Andy goes in and starts asking him questions, and it's just like kind of right off the rip. And he says something like, and I thought the way he was kind of describing it, which makes sense, makes sense for normal breakup behavior, right? You break up, but you're still talking because you're still kind of getting over that emotional hump that you're no longer going to be together. And he's like, after he did Watch What Happens Live, goes to her apartment, seems like he was being gaslit a lot. And then she's like, well, why aren't you fighting for me? Or why aren't you? And I could totally, her personality I could totally see this. And I'm like, when does she ever let up a little?
But that's annoying if that really happened. Like, what do you mean? Like, why didn't you fight? Like, girl, do you not want him or not?
Yeah. And then
or
it's like,
rather. I just
ring. And then I was just like, this is gross. And like, this is
stringing him along and giving him false hope. If that really happened, like, Paige, do better.
Yeah, for sure. Because
I feel like she really just wanted to be on a second show, wanted to make sure she stayed relevant.
I did see something today. And I didn't really think of it from this angle where there was like, Paige was nobody and Craig made her relevant. And I was like,
that's kind of how I feel.
But
I never became a couple. She definitely, her star power, at least in the Bravo world, definitely went up a couple levels.
You're probably right about that. I just never paid, because I just thought they're on equal footing. They're not housewives, right?
Sure.
So it's like the shows are on equal footing. But good point. I know Southern Charm has a really huge following, and a very different following.
Yeah, very different.
The Summer House crowd.
Very different.
Yes. Okay, moving on. Well, we're still in the South. Real Housewives.
Hopping over a state.
Yeah. Real Housewives of Atlanta. Portia versus Shamia. What are we thinking about this? I hope they can get it back on track. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping they can get it back on track. I'm hoping that we can see them kind of come back together. Portia did do a post saying they're not as close or as tight.
I hate that. I hate to see that. I love them being like, I really would not like to see them beef or their friendship crack. I think that they have like a sisterhood, and I don't know. To me, it's just like, I don't know. If there is, it's giving jealousy on Portia's end. Sorry.
For sure. So we saw also too the fashion was a fashion event? It wasn't a fashion show.
Yeah, that Kelly had.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then she called out some people for not participating, aka buying something. And Drew was one person that she called out, and then she had the receipts. Drew had the receipts. But Portia at the event said she wasn't buying anything because she had to like spend it on divorce.
She said. I said, oh, life as a Gobadia isn't going too well, is it?
Not as a Gobadia. But she didn't call Portia out. I'm just like, okay, why isn't she,
she's scared of her. But okay, so can I just say, I really did not like that Shamia and Angela had that tiff like that. in the middle of her event. Like I thought it was like everyone's kids were there, and I don't know. I just didn't like that. Thought it was a
Yeah,
little
the
class.
retro nose. When is it ever okay to
Yeah.
refer to yourself with a retro
Ooh.
nose? Like, I've never had any plastic surgery. I'm not saying I'm opposed to it. Not saying I'll never do it, but I haven't experienced it, so I don't know what the journey is. But do you go in and say, I want to look like this?
That journey
I
happened
want
20 years ago.
Huh?
That journey happened 20 years ago.
It
That
was like,
is such
I
an
want.
old and outdated nose job. Like, she should be ashamed of herself for not correcting this immediately.
No
Yeah.
one requests the Latoya 89 anymore.
Ooh.
That's
So,
what that was.
So are you going in and saying, I want a butt like this? I guess you have to give a frame of reference. I guess so. I don't know.
What era do you want to be in? But so what did you guys, so I don't know if you guys were on the same wavelength that I was when she called her Flava Flav. But to me, I was like, that's a colorist joke.
Mhm. It was. It most definitely was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
For
didn't
sure.
like that.
Not to mention, I think the reason why she is the shade that she is because of the color of her foundation. You know what I mean? Like it just
She got on her light skin makeup.
Yes, it looks a little too golden almond. Like that just don't look like a real complexion. That's just my opinion, though. My
I was
opinion.
just like, this is very interesting considering the fact that you have a dark skinned husband.
Yeah.
Granted, he kind of talked to you crazy, but still.
Not kinda. There's no.
I'm like, he just doesn't seem interested.
Yes.
And while we are on the Oakleys, did y'all catch that they temporarily lived separately
No.
after
Wait, I missed that.
thrown out of Madison Garden in 2015? Their first year of marriage. Yeah, they lived apart.
Well, I caught that she said I thought they basically broke up and then got back together again.
Well,
but I didn't get
when
the
she
vibe
went
of
down
it.
her family line, I said, "Oh, I think we have a break baby."
A what baby?
A break baby. I think
Oh,
Maybe
he had a baby during that time. I think that was the time he needed to heal, which is why they needed.
They're
to
only
be
been together
separate.
for 10 years, so he has like a 9-year-old running around.
Wait, are we saying it is the milk? It's the milkman's baby, or they had makeup sex?
No, I'm saying that he has a baby by somebody else.
Oh, sorry, a little slow tonight. Interesting. I didn't catch that either.
She did say she's almost 60, right? In the first episode, when she was like, Shamia's talking to her crazy. She was like, I'm almost 60, or I am 60.
Oh, she looks good for 60.
So Ramona, yeah, that's, don't mean to.
That's why. So she maybe did get that nose job in '89. So it is what it is.
I was trying to give her some credit.
Timing. The math is mathing. Okay, guys, we've got to move on. We have got to move on to dun dun dun. Married to Medicine.
Oh, good. This reunion.
We're gonna start with Phaedra's video. That was a lot. I think when they first cut to her and say Phaedra had some things she wanted to say, it was like,
boy, did she!
Straight out the gate, shots fired. I was like, well, damn. It was just, and I thought it was a little harsh. I mean,
it was very harsh. Like, this is how you fucking light a bridge on fire on your way out.
And not to mention, some of the women in the cast still say that they're friends with Phaedra, and she did not delineate like this is only to some.
All you fat bitches.
Yes, I was like, oh, okay.
Funny looking fat hater. Like, she went in.
Yes. And really didn't have any remorse about it. Like wasn't shy about it.
Not at all.
Okay.
But can I say what popped out the most to me during this episode? Simone is a quad hater.
Really?
Absolutely. She hates her.
Yes.
And I've been watching the previous season, starting at season 1. She hates quad.
Well, like, why though? What is it? What do you think? Is it just?
I don't know if it's jealousy that like I mean, it's very obvious when Quad is not filming, like her real circle of friends who she hangs out with, like Toya and, like the other, like the cooler Atlanta girls. Like, that's her real life, not with these ladies. And I always have kind of felt like that maybe Simone is a little intimidated by that. I used to think that Toya might be a little bit too, that like, I don't know, Quad is just in a slightly more elevated social circle than this particular group of women. I think that's where some of the hater vibes come from. But it's just very obvious that Simone just, no matter what Quad does, like she's just mean.
And it makes it more interesting that Quad is actually friends with Heavenly and Dr. Jackie.
Yeah.
And it's like Dr. Jackie is like, Simone's homegirl to a certain extent. I know they fell out for a minute, but it's like it's very odd for you to go out of your way to hate Quad.
Yeah. I didn't like it. And I've never really felt like they really, like they have apologized for the way they treated her in Napa, but that was some bullshit what those girls did to her. And then to try to like make fun of how she expressed the way she received that, of like, y'all left me to bleed out. Oh, bleed out, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, no, that was really like she was invited on this trip. Everyone knew she was coming. You guys all went on a girl trip. And then in front of everyone, you kick her out and say, we want you to leave. Then invite her to a room to go further into why you don't want her. Like, who does that? Just don't invite the girl on the trip, or say before she leaves Atlanta, like, look, we just don't think it's a good idea for you to come. But don't let, she's already here. I still feel some kind of way about that. So I don't blame Quad for maybe still holding some. I don't think she's gotten over that, by the way. The Napa experience.
Oh no, she hasn't. It's just like, girl,
I wouldn't.
But it's like, okay, but this is the definition of beating a dead horse. What do you want? What do you think you're going to get by keep bringing it up?
Only some real acknowledgement, because that was some
I think that's what she's looking for.
And did she get it at the ranch with the Beyonce photo shoot?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so we're gonna have another crying session and another ceremonious moment of I need an apology for Napa. Like,
I think if they mean it, yeah. I think the only sincere apology she got was from Heavenly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think, Quad, if you're listening, please take this up next season off camera. We'd appreciate it as the viewers. Okay. T versus Toya. I didn't know where this was coming from. Me
either. I didn't know they have fallen out that badly.
I don't know. I get anxious when you're that close having those kind of words. Like, we really need to exercise what we learned in kindergarten, keep our hands to ourselves. But I'm just like, you's mighty close saying some crazy shit. Like,
Remember that reunion with Kenny and Portia?
Okay.
Kenya thought she was too about it. And
or remember the slap with like Stassi and Kristen. You know what I mean? That was like, they were close up talking too. So I'm just like, this is risky. But
especially since she has a history of putting her hands on the ladies that we apparently didn't get to see. Bravo cut that out. I'm like, why would you cut that out?
I don't know. Guess they didn't want to promote that. I don't know, but I am just kind of was at a loss for words when they were going back and forth. And I really wanted T to like stop talking, because I'm like, this is
girl.
this is painful to watch. This is so painful.
You are not in their league when it comes to reading.
Yes. And they show a clip of her going at it with Quad. And I was just like, oh my God. I was like, someone please make her stop. Make her stop.
You're bringing a knife to a gunfight. You're not equipped to like, I don't know if she doesn't have the intelligence or what it is.
Texas education.
I think it's
I taught in Texas. Yeah.
I think it's the quick wit that we're missing. We're just missing the quick wit.
Yeah.
And you need to let down all of the niceness or the safeness or because they don't care. Like, so whatever respect level you're trying to maintain, you need to release that, because that's not how this is going down for sure.
I don't think she has a respect level set, to be honest with you.
No,
I think what it is that intellectually, she doesn't have the same capacity as these other women.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm trying to say that as nicely as I can.
I thought it was like she's just trying to be too nice. And I'm just like, girl, if you don't.
I don't think she wants to be nice.
Okay.
I literally, I keep saying it. She's not, when I say equipped, yes, Tiana, intellectually, she is not equipped enough to go toe to toe with a Quad, with a Toya, with a Heavenly. Like, those girls are literally chewing her up and spitting her out every time she even attempts. Dr. Jackson
won't hard, by the way. She practiced real hard, and everything just fell flat.
Yeah. She needs to work with a writer. Like, she needs to work with a writer. No, seriously, get someone to write some one-liners for you. Because, honey,
maybe you are. If y'all still friends, I don't know if she considers you a fat bitch, but if you're not in her book, I would call her.
Yeah, she's playing in the D leagues, trying to play with the pros.
Okay. Moving on back to the West Coast, the best coast. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So Ramona, you had some very interesting thoughts on Sutton's outfit.
Whew.
After watching, so every single Housewives season since the beginning of Housewives time, at the very end, the last party, whatever, they do these little freeze frames where they say where each of the ladies have been up to since the camera stopped rolling. The picture that they chose for Sutton.
Criminal.
The editors, the producers, they must hate her. Because I would be so pissed if I was Sutton and that was the picture they used for me.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. You know, also too, not to body shame or anything like that. I just feel like she doesn't, like, all the ladies I feel like have been tweaked and tucked.
Yeah.
Like, Erica Jane looks so damn good. I was just like,
and she's a year older than Sutton, BTW.
I was just like,
wait, what? I thought they were the same. I always am flabbergasted that I thought they were the same age, but Erica's older than Sutton.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
It's like from the look, the style, the hair, the legs, just the confidence. It's just,
I don't even know that I believe that. So in the car business, we have this this saying TMU for like cars where maybe the engines have been replaced, where TMU means true mileage unknown.
Ooh.
That's what I'm gonna say about Sutton. Because I don't know that I believe that. She's a year younger than America. True mileage unknown.
But
it looked like her and her mama could be friends.
Oh, absolutely. They don't look like mom and daughter. They look like
sister.
Yeah, they look.
That still really did give Grammy is having a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh. And then we go to,
it did look like somebody's drunk granny or auntie cutting up.
Granny was having a ball.
Yeah, and then you cut to, like, you know, Dorit. You cut to Erica. You cut to Bose. You cut
to Adi.
Yes, you cut to Jennifer.
Yes,
Jennifer has her own style, and it just all works. You cut to Kathy. Has her own style with the caftan, and it all works.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I'm just like, and I think Sutton wants to be. She just wants to be that girl so bad. We saw when she was at what was it, the Mike show in Vegas, where she had to fit. They didn't pick her.
Oh gosh.
It's like, what's the name of that show?
Magic Mike.
There you go.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to say Jersey Mike's. Clearly, I'm hungry. I'm like, clearly, I'm hungry.
I guess I want a sandwich.
Right.
But overall, I found the episode to be uneventful.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
I found the episode for a finale to be uneventful. I thought we were ramping up towards the big finale. And
I always find the finale shows to be uneventful, though. I wish they would stop with the way they end it, and they give you these like still screens and like some little 3 sentences on the side what they're doing. It's like, stop doing that. Just stop it. Like, it's so not. It just makes the show cheesy. I feel like it gives us this very cheesy vibe.
It paid off this time, though.
But as we see, we get into dun 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 the reunion. It's the lead into the reunion, and we are here for it because Andy Cohen does say that Garcelle doesn't have a good reunion, which leads to her exit. And she didn't take the cast photo, which they said is a good indication.
Yeah, she's so done.
Yeah, so I don't know. I am definitely looking forward to the Southern Charm, seeing how this is going to play out, Southern Charm reunion and the Beverly Hills reunion. So we've got a lot of great TV that's happening this week.
Yes.
And then we have the 2 shows that we're going to be picking up, which is going to be Miami's going to be starting soon. The Valley's going to be starting soon. Actually, 3 shows. And we are going to start covering Mom Talk. So I'm here for it.
Mom Talk. She means the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. AKA Mom Talk.
Yes, we're going to be covering that. So I'm excited.
Oh, can we do one of those dances?
Oh heavens. Oh God.
Why do they always do that one?
Utah Curl.
Oh my gosh. All right, Miss Tiana, take us out with the rapid fire.
Yeah, so much good TV this week. I feel like Bravo is really, really, really bringing it. But what's really bringing it is honestly the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion. I feel like it's so much build up to it. From social media, the fallout between Garcelle and Bose, the fallout between Garcelle and Erica, and I'm really excited to see what next week in the Bravoverse looks like because this week was pretty good.
Yeah, it was. And then it had on top of that all the issue of the week it was giving us. So
yes.
So here for it. Well, guys, that concludes our show. We kind of gave you extended versions of the issue of the week and the meat and potatoes. We hope you guys like it. Give us your thoughts, your comments. Drop it in the comments. Not tweet us because we don't do that anymore. Like us, follow us, comment with us, interact with us, drop us some DMs. We got some day ones in the DMs. So yeah, we'd love to hear from you. Until next week, we will see you guys soon.
Ta-ta.
Bye.